What's up, everybody? I am one third of the Los Wise Guys podcast, Eslam, aka Rock God of the Sun, accompanied by one of my co hosts, Dan Papa Sunkiller. And we are here to bring you a special San Diego Comic Con reacts to a bunch of their stuff that was announced today and Saturday. We are recording this, and then Friday and stuff. So we're going to be covering some of that stuff. And yeah, so go check us out on our website, uh, shown below right here. Amazing content, as well as go check out our. Also, don't forget, yeah, sorry. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment below on what you guys thought of San Diego Comic Con, and give us a subscribe. Click the button. Click it right now. And then let's get started, guys. Alrighty, and we are back with another special San Diego Comic Con news reacts, and this one is Lord of the Rings, one of our favorite IPs, and I definitely know I can speak for everybody when I say that on the Los Wise Guys team. We all loved Lord of the Rings. And we would also. Huh?
I'm happy. I didn't know Disco liked it. I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because he loves all that fantasy stuff like I do. I know because he's watched some of the stuff that came out on Amazon Prime already, and he liked it as much as I did. So
Nice.
I know he definitely loves Lord of the Rings.
Alright.
And as just as much as we would love it if you guys subscribed to the channel, shared, and commented below on what your thoughts were about Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power, this new trailer that was released on the San Diego Comic Con. All right, without further ado, let's jump into watching this trailer for the first time, I think, for both of us.
Yep.
And yeah, all right. Shout out to Polygon and Austin Goslin, who looks like
this Austin or Darrell, I don't know. Austin is just out there killing the game. You know?
yeah, man. I guess
content.
he covered all of San Diego Comic Con, so
Yeah.
I guess he was writing all these articles. But
Thank you, Austin Gosling.
But shout out to Amazon Prime for making this prequel.
There was a time
and then
when the world was so young. There had not yet been a sunrise. But even then, there was light.
Call to me, lands far away.
Elves have forests to protect. Dwarfs their mines. Men their fields of grain. But we Harfoots have each other.
For I must now wander this wandering day.
We're safe.
You have fought long enough, Galadriel. Put up your sword.
The enemy is still out there. The question now is where?
It is over.
You have not seen what I've seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen what I have seen.
Darkness will march over the face of the earth. It will be the end, not just of our people, but all peoples. I am sorry, but their time has come.
The past is with us all. The past is dead. We either move forward or we die with it.
This could be the beginning of a new era.
Away I must wander this wandering day.
So that
There
was
was a time when the world
the
was
trailer for Lord of the Rings: The Ring of Power. Um, Listen, man, from what I'm seeing right now, it looks like Amazon did not have a budget for this fucking show.
I was about to say, like, you could, like, I mean, you could see, like, they said this was like how expensive before. Like, they gave a
I
statement saying it was like insanely.
Yeah, I think per episode it probably cost more than Game of Thrones, because Game of
Yeah.
Thrones was like almost like 10 mil an episode.
I mean, well, I didn't get far into Game of Thrones. I only saw the beginning, but from what I saw in the beginning, I was just like, I feel like I could afford.
No, I think
that.
later on it became
Yeah,
because of
that,
all like the wars and like all the
yeah,
CGI and stuff, especially with the dragons. But god
yeah. I was gonna
damn,
say
this
that,
looks
like, the shit,
fucking
the work that they put
beautiful.
into this, like, my god, like they
Also, now that we're seeing Galandria on here, is that the White Witch that was
Galadriel,
talk? Huh?
Galadriel.
Oh, Galadriel. Okay,
Did you say Galandel?
I said Galandria.
Yeah, it's Galadriel.
Okay, that's the White Witch that was talking to Gandalf, right? The
Yeah, she's the
older
one.
elf.
She's the one that was in the woods in the first Lord of the Rings movie, where she's like
Okay.
whispering to them and stuff.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Galadriel.
I just want to make sure that was the same.
And Elrond, I could be wrong if that's Elrond or not.
It could
The
be.
the one talking to her.
Mhm.
Because I know Elrond is in it.
But my
Uh,
God, look at these beautiful shots, man! Like the color grading, like the CGI,
I mean, look at
the
Lord of the Rings
costumes.
and even the Hobbit. I know a lot of people don't appreciate the Hobbit that much. In some cases, rightfully so, but visually, they were
Oh,
always
oh yeah, they were always
amazing.
phenomenal.
So this is
Um,
following in the footsteps of that.
and you see all these super wide shots of like landscape and always beautiful. My
Yep.
goodness, I can't wait, man. September 2nd, can't come quick enough. My God, I want to watch this show.
See, it's. I think I've told you about this a couple times. Like, the closer we get to those, some dirty ass feet. The closer we get to it,
Yeah.
I become less and less excited.
Yeah.
This has hyped me up a little bit more, but then the problem is right there, new series, and I'm like, fuck, it's a show. I always have to remind myself it's a show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something that could be taking place in one, maybe two movies. They're gonna drag it out, and it's gonna be a whole fucking bunch of nonsense, and it could just be a movie. But that's neither here nor there. Visually, it looks good. I'm very interested in the story. I know this is going to take place during the the Second World?
Yeah. Second
I believe
Age.
it is the Second Age. Thank you. And you have to have a Lord of the Rings shot where there's a bird flying, and people walking up snow.
Yep.
That's just you have to have that. But
I wonder if the Eagles are gonna make a cameo in this.
is it going to be a situation where they could have just ridden the Eagles? Are we going to do that again?
Dude,
Also,
Sauron would have seen them coming, man. You can't ride
yeah,
those Eagles.
just got to take out his contact lens. But
Yeah.
these people, I got that from
Maybe
a
Sauron
Family Guy joke.
maybe Sauron all he needed was just some like red eye, the eye
Put a little,
drops.
put a little Visine in there. He would have been
A
happy.
Visine, that's what it's called.
What?
Visine red.
I don't know. I thought there was something called Red Eye, and I was like,
No,
maybe.
yeah, it's Visine.
I have
That's what I was
perfect vision.
referencing.
I don't have issues like that.
Oh, I have perfect vision.
I can see your bullshit coming from a mile away, Eslam. But the thing is, I hope that it's a good show.
I hope so too, man.
I'm curious
But I
to
have
see what
hope.
they're gonna do. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do in terms of the antagonists. What's it gonna be? Because Sauron is part of this.
Yeah,
You know, like the rings were created by Sauron,
exactly.
so or sort of, but that's a whole
For
nother thing.
for this show, the rings haven't been created yet. So I think this show's just leading up to the events of the Hobbit and the Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings, the Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. But um, I don't know if we're actually gonna see what he is. Well, I don't even know. Was he an elf or was he just like another entity? Oh, he was an elf.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know this.
I played those games, the
Oh, right, the Shadow of
uh,
War.
Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, where you're playing as one of the Rangers who has an entity of a ghost. Who
Yeah.
That's why I said Sauron created the ring, sort of, because this guy was tricked into creating the Ring of Power by Sauron, and this guy's merged with this Ranger, and it's a whole fucking thing.
But Sauron is also another elf.
Sauron is unless I'm mistaken, and I don't remember correctly, Sauron is an elf that manipulated this guy into making the
Okay.
ring of power. While Sauron, I think, either had him also make all the other rings, and he made or
Yeah.
Sauron himself made the rings. I don't know the exact details. Don't quote me on any
Yeah.
of this. But if I remember correctly, Sauron was an elf.
Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, man, it's I keep watching I keep watching this and it's just like
Mm.
it's just so beautiful.
See, I'm already
So
over it. I'm be honest
yeah.
with you. Like visually, like I've never been one to care. It's like I saw the first time, man, that's great. Saw it the second time, it's pretty cool. You're playing for the third time, I could give two shits about what this looks like now. But the thing is,
I still care.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
it's all about the story. And one thing I
Yeah.
wanted to mention, it's about to pop up right here. These people,
Yeah.
which they were referred to themselves as what was it, halflings?
Yeah.
She
I
had
th-
that accent, so it was a little
yeah.
hard to tell.
Yeah. They are the hobbits, the halflings. Yeah.
Are they hobbits or are they halflings?
Oh, there's those are two different
Oh,
things.
there's a bunch of different species that are like similar. Like even um Gollum, Smeagol, he's not a hobbit. He's another species on top of that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he's a similar species to hobbits. So it's like, there's multiple species within that subspecies or
Okay.
subspecies within that species, I guess you could say. But I'm just curious, are
I
they
think
going to
she
become
said
hobbits?
halflings. Yeah.
Okay. Are they going to become hobbits? Are they going to settle in Bag End or the Under the Hill or whatever the hell it is?
Yeah.
Or is this just a whole nother thing? That's probably the thing I'm most intrigued about, to be honest, because I don't know what
Okay.
the hell the show's about other than maybe the Rings of Power. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think the show's just gonna be leading up to the creation of the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Um, is
But then
my
there's like
guess.
why?
What do you mean?
Why are the rings being created?
Yeah, well, I think that's what this is tackling, right? This is what they're gonna be. Because I don't know if Tolkien ever written why the Rings of Power were created in the first place, but I think they can probably look at his other old works or
And come up with
whatever
stuff. Yeah.
and come
Also,
up
I know
with
his
their own
son wrote some stuff
storyline.
too.
Huh?
I know his son took up the writing once he died as well.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just curious. It's one of those things where I feel like they're kind of just like banking on like, hey, people like Lord of the Rings, people like this content. We're gonna give them a show, but we're not gonna tell them what the fuck is going on. So that's my
Yeah.
only issue with it. Like, even if you're gonna see like the Batman came out, we knew the Batman involved him going after the Riddler. The Penguin was involved. Like, we knew what the concept was before going into the movie. This one is just like, hey, you like Lord of the Rings? Come on, watch this. So it's like
Yeah.
that's one of the issues I have with it. They're not explaining anything, and then with it being a prequel, which I've said numerous times, there's going to be a situation where it's like, oh my god, is Galadriel going to die? No, she's not. We know that because
Yeah.
she survives in the future stuff. That's why I can't mess with prequels.
I guess if the prequel is done right, whether they put the person in that situation or not, it's about the other surrounding story behind everything.
Yeah.
And I guess to me, like you said, would be the most important question is why were the Rings of Power created? It was slightly touched upon in Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship, like that beginning
The beginning,
monologue.
yep.
But I guess I would like to see more of why how Sauron was corrupted, because and went to the dark side, I guess, and the
Yeah.
entity that was the darkness before him.
It was his master or whatever the fuck it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting. Maybe we get to see a little bit of that, and maybe we get to see what Sauron actually looked like, or their depiction of what Sauron actually looked like. I don't know if he was ever described outside the armor, but
One thing I'm also very curious about are the wizards. Have they come
Yes.
to Middle Earth yet, or are they not there yet?
very true.
Because remember,
Very
they
true.
came from some other distant planet or some
So
shit.
yeah, so what happened is the way Tolkien said it, Tolkien was a religious man, so the way he set up this universe was similar to the way religious people think the universe is created. Right? This is Earth. The wizards were angels. They were sent down to guide people, but not to actually directly interfere or directly change how things will go.
Hence Gandalf constantly like, hey, I'm gonna help you out, but I'm gonna dip out every once in a while.
Yeah, like I'm pushing you in the direction that you need to go, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna actually like fight with you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But
And then he
he does.
he only did because the other white wizard who was the leader of these
Yeah.
four wizards that came down got corrupted,
Yeah.
and then um, so or maybe he was the version of like Lucifer, right? He could have been like Lucifer, the fallen
Yeah,
because
where
Lucifer
Saruman
was like
he was the
the
like head angel. Yeah.
yeah, and he was like the white angel, like the one with the prettiest white wings, and
Yeah.
that's how at least he's described in the Bible or stuff like that. But you
Yeah,
know,
it could be
so it,
Saruman.
yeah, there's a lot of he took a lot of I guess is the right word parables?
Yeah, the parables applies. I'd say
Yeah,
like stories
the
from the Bible, essentially.
yeah, so a lot of like symmetric parables from the Bible and put it into the way his structure was, and I think there is like this higher being that is the one that sent down the wizards, right, from another plane. That's why Gandalf was able to be reborn as Gandalf the White, right? He got a power upgrade. So, um, but yeah, man, I'm super interested to see how they will build the lore of the Lord of the Rings universe, and that's what we do now, right? We get a universe, start building upon it, right? Just you got all your comic book stuff, and then you have your fantasy stuff, and you know, uh, Game of Thrones is doing it. They're doing a prequel show, and like they're gonna expand Westeros and expand all the other stuff. Lord of the Rings is doing the same. I forgot what else is happening that they're doing that. Star Trek, they're expanding, and then you have Star Wars again, also expanding.
Yeah, everybody's.
Yeah. So
There's
that's where
there's always a limit, though. That's the problem. There's always just
exactly.
like there's questions that don't need to be answered because nobody's
Very
even
true.
asking those questions.
Mhm.
You know.
But they need content to fill up people's time, so
Yep.
it is what it is. Speaking of content, go check out our Los Wise Guys website content. Right there below for you. Go check out the Los Wise Guys website. More content for you to check out. And also, don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment below. We would love to hear from you guys about what you think of Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. And check out the other videos on our awesome YouTube channel. So, let's do some final thoughts about this. About Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power. Yes, sir.
I like Lord of the Rings. I've always been a fan. So I want to watch it. And this is similar to what I said during the DC Comics thing, pertaining to San Diego Comic-Con, where it's just like, hey, this is out there. I like with Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I will be giving it a shot. But you know me, if something doesn't win me over within the first few minutes, because I ain't gonna give it an episode, I ain't gonna give it a couple episodes, I ain't gonna give it a season. If it doesn't win me in the first couple minutes, I will drop it instantly. Of course, I know we're gonna most likely be covering this for the podcast, so I will be watching it because of that. But if the podcast weren't there, like if it cannot win me over early, I have no problem saying fuck it. I've seen everything I need to see Lord of the Rings. This can go.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I'm much more critical when it comes to stuff like that. So we'll see.
I feel you, man. For me, I am super excited for this show. I love fantasy in all its forms. One of my favorite types of genres and storytelling. Outlets. Love fantasy, love sci-fi. I just love all geeks shit. I grew up on it. I don't know. It's just the imagination just can run wild, and I really hope this becomes a great show and a great story, which is the most important part, right? Because Lord of the Rings, the original, was such a powerful story and so good. I hope this can match up. So shout out to the writers and the show producers and everything. You have big shoes to fill. So I hope you guys can succeed in this. I really do. And I think that's it for us today. Thank you for listening to this special San Diego Comic-Con News Reacts. We hope you enjoyed this news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con as much as we did. San Diego Comic-Con back to live in person, and they are coming with a vengeance, man. So a lot of new stuff, and I hope this continues. So thank you for listening, and have a great week.